Aegina, West Pediment. The artist who conceived the west pediment of the temple of Aphaia was faced with a double challenge. On the one hand, he had to make the confused, chaotic shambles of a fierce, tumultuous battle clearly readable for the observer. On the other hand, the specific handicap of a space, posed by a pediment with its triangular form, had to be taken into account. The sculptor solved both problems with bravura. Athena, the belligerent tutelary goddess of the Greek heroes, stands in the middle in full panoply. Two heroes on either side are fighting with her assistance against the Trojan enemies, of whom only parts of the legs have survived. The warrior on Athena's left side has a sign on his shield that was once applied with paint and even today can still just be made out on the weathered relief. It shows an eagle with a snake in its beak. Hence the warrior can be identified as the hero Ajax. The other Greek must be Achilles, the most famous of the Greek heroes, because of his place of honour on Athena's right. Ajax and Achilles are lunging forward as they fight, so that they are smaller than Athena and fit without a problem into the frame that becomes increasingly lower on the sides. Their opponents are depicted even smaller. It is still apparent from the right leg of the Trojan attacked by Achilles that he has already been defeated and is falling to his knees. Two further combat groups, each made up of 4 figures, follow on from the 2 central duels towards the corners. They each consist of a Greek archer, a spear fighter or swordsman, also Greek, and 2 fallen Trojans. Although the second fallen warrior is missing today, he was there in antiquity. Once again, the bodies that are crouching, leaning and stretched out in various slanting positions on the ground also fit perfectly into the triangular pediment area. The archer on the left-hand side, wearing a leather cap and elastic trousers, is presumably Teucros, brother of Ajax, who is fighting close by him. If we look at the composition again as a whole, apart from the graduation of the figures, we have to admire the clarity with which the artist arranged the picture. The structure, with 2 combat groups on either side of Athena in the middle, is strictly symmetrical and easy to read. And yet at the same time the depiction is very animated due to the figures turning in opposite directions towards the sides. If we imagine the sculptures painted in vibrant colours, the drama of the event would have been even more heightened. But one thing always remains clear: the Greeks are victorious, the Trojans defeated. The Greek heroes portrayed here, Achilles, Ajax and Teucros, already belong to the decisive protagonists of the Trojan War in the works of Homer, and they all come from Aegina. The Aeginatans could hardly have formulated their claim to power more clearly and more effectively than in this monument. The style of the figures is still completely archaic. This can be seen in the fallen soldier in the right corner. In the throes of death he is pulling an arrow out of his chest, yet none of this is perceptible from his posture. He presents himself to the observer. His body is still full of tension and vitality, his limbs are very erect, his gaze is looking out of the picture. This art is not about the portrayal of death, but about the portrayal of a living, agile person.